Welcome back to the Free Idea Podcast with your host, Damian Setien. I'm here in the traffic of Austin once again, forever and ever. The American traffic, because we don't have trains, we don't have buses, we don't have taxis. Well, we do, but they're expensive, but no trains. And buses, who even knows how to use a bus in 2025 in the US? Who? Let's be honest, who knows how to use a bus? Oh, that one time that I used the bus. 8 years ago? When I was a college kid? Nobody knows. No, for my first idea today is an Apple Watch or heart monitor that goes on your ankle. An ankle monitor, but for your heart rate. Because I have this analog watch on my wrist and it's nice, but I would like to track my heart rate. Except I don't want to use two watches. I don't want to use one on one hand and then the other one on the other hand. Then they look good. It looks weird. At the same time, I like the analog watch because it's not bombarding me with notifications and vibrations about standing up or going to bed. Things like it's none of its business to know. So I still want to track my heartbeat because I'm got like a blood test and I'm on high cholesterol, and I'm like, all right, well, I want to see what my heart is doing, but I still want to wear my beautiful watch. So how about an ankle monitor that still tracks my heart, and it gives me plus points to look mean, like I'm out of jail. I bet it already exists, but I haven't bothered to look into it. Maybe a form of it exists. I bet it's also very uncomfortable, but we could solve that problem. Make a comfortable ankle heart monitor. I know there's one heart monitor for your belly, but it looks awkward. It's very bulky and mainly for when you're doing exercise. Once again, I haven't looked into it, but hey, imagine that. If we could have an ankle monitor that had everything that an Apple Watch does or that a Garmin watch does, but instead of being on your wrist, it can be in another part of your body. It doesn't have to be in your ankle. Could be in your waist, could be in your neck, could be in your armpit, could be in your pee-pee, could be anywhere at any time. Nobody would know. Let me see what other ideas I got. That's it. That is it. I'm dry. I got no more ideas. For the paid version, you'll have some more ideas. Nah, just kidding. I don't have no ideas no more. But there is something I want to talk about, and that is children and fatherhood. I know absolutely nothing about motherhood, but I've been listening to a couple things, and I've been going on this trip of being a new father, so my mind is fresh with what's going on. And I want to say that we desperately need a bottle holder. A bottle holder that holds the bottle into the baby's face. Now that would be nice, but I found the solution is just put the baby with a bunch of towels and pillows to stop the head from moving and wobbling, and then raise that bottle with some blankets, and boom, you got your homemade bottle feeder. I bet there is one bottle feeder out there, but I don't know how good it would be. Whoever came up with the idea of the swaddle, where you just cocoon your baby so it doesn't flail its arms around, incredible idea. Only works at a certain age, and after that it becomes a torture device. So, for those that don't have kids, I hope you're already getting an idea of what it's like having kids. There was something else. Oh yeah, the pacifier, the sucker. Somebody needs to invent a way to keep that pacifier in the baby's mouth. Because that baby just keeps throwing that sucker out of its mouth every 2 seconds. Just doesn't have control for it. I haven't looked if there's anything that could hold it, but I imagine there should be something like, you know, like your pool glasses, those eyewear that you can use for looking under the water, like your snorkel. Yeah, we need that, but for a pacifier with like those, that like string attachment where you can put it around and it's elastic and it holds the pacifier in the baby's mouth. We need that. No, I bet parents have come up with their own solutions that look like from medieval era torture. But the commercial one should be an elastic band that wraps around the baby mouth, just like glasses for the pool. But instead of holding glasses, he holds a pacifier. Easy peasy, my man. Easy peasy. But my baby is gonna stop breathing. Well, just look at it. Just look at the baby. Put a bunch of holes in that pacifier so air comes through. Solution solved. Boom. Bum bada bim bam boom. I like that. So right now, I guess my ideas are around health and babies. Let me move on. There's more things here and there. So what I wanted to talk about is I was watching some videos from Jordan Peterson, Grandpa Jordan. He's talking about how women regret not to have babies at a certain age, and because they looked into their, they did very hard work, like, you know, human hard work, where you climb the ladder and you get cozy, nice job, but it's very competitive and you're always working 80 hours a week. And so most women after the 30s and 40s and 50s regret not having children because it's a fulfilling life. Very interesting talk. I've heard that before. The argument of there's overpopulation versus not enough population versus don't tell me what to do. And all I can say is not everybody should have children. I'd be the one to say it. That is not the first time you've heard it, but not everybody. So some people would agree not everybody should have one. And then not everybody needs to have one. And not everybody would enjoy having one, even if the society is telling them to have children. No. Not everybody would. And I'm the one to tell you that be careful, because babies are damn cute. So cute. I love my little cute baby. It's extremely cute. He gets cuter by the day. Fatter and fatter and wumpier. And it looks around and it tracks my face, but it tracks it with lag. Kind of look. It hears my voice and it moves like a sprinkler. It moves to its head like a sprinkler until it gets to me. And then I move to the other side and it's another sprinkler moving. It's very cute seeing the progress. But still, the life changes that has done are crazy. Crazy life changes that it does. That I go through phases and there's nothing new under the sun. Everybody has heard of it. Once you have your child, you become a more responsible adult if you're a man. If you're a woman, I would assume so too. You have more responsibility all of a sudden. You stop doing things that feel childlike, such as playing video games. Like I have stopped playing games. I have stopped a lot of habits that hurt me in a very light way. Not like smoking or drugs, but just have habits that just don't help me move forward with a healthy lifestyle. I've stopped, for example, like eating less food that gives me cholesterol, things like that. Just keeping more closer eye on my diet and my weight and how I feel and my organs and my lungs and breathing. Like I gotta breathe good because I gotta stay longer for the baby. Just want to live alongside the baby, not living longer than the baby, because that means that the baby doesn't live as long as I do. You know how that goes. Living alongside. So parenthood will make you a more responsible person, hopefully. not always, because some people will do their best to keep their childlike on responsibilities, and that's a thing. That's a thing. Not everybody. I told you, not everybody is ready for it to have a baby. You gotta really want to have one because it changes your life. You stop doing all the things that you considered hobbies. Baby becomes your new hobby, and yeah, some people don't want that, me included. I'm like, well, I don't want that, but I do want a baby, so I gotta sacrifice one thing or the other, and I can't sacrifice the baby. No, because so cute, so damn cute. I'm fat. So my hobbies it is. Not everybody's ready for that. From what I heard, talking to other married people with children, they all had at one point a make or break relationship argument where fights ensue and the divorce word gets thrown around. I haven't met a single couple yet that hasn't that happened. And if it hasn't happened yet, then beware. But yeah, babies break relationships. They do. They may also make stronger relationships. But my head tells me that it will break more relationships than it makes stronger. Because I hear a lot about divorces and people separating. And then there's always the risk of a partner dying. And then leaving you alone with, like, now you don't have hobbies nor a partner. And now you just have responsibilities. So it's not easy or fun. In some cases, it could not be fun. So yeah, beware for those people that hear those things in the internet, where they say don't have a baby because they're expensive, and then another person says have a baby because they are wonderful creatures. Both are true. They're wonderful, expensive creatures. So beware about that. But so far so good. Very cute little creature. Wife taking care of it real nice. Getting fatter by the day. Getting a stronger neck every day. Little sprinkler system with his eyes. Still barely learning how to track movement. And voice and sound and all that cute thing. Shits a lot. That's good. What else can I say about it? What else? But yeah. Maybe I just want to go a little more about responsibility. I've seen this happen twice, where somebody has a baby and they just become more responsible person. They stop doing the things that they've always been told to stop doing because they're stopping them from becoming a better person. And that's something I've seen twice. But I've mostly heard about babies breaking relationships. Way more, probably five times, if not more. And usually it's not even a newborn. I mean, well, yeah, even newborn stage. The father runs away, can't handle the wife, can't handle the kid, the sleepless nights, goes away for a time, maybe returns a couple years later, maybe never returns. Wives also may do it, but way less. Yeah, it's just hard. It really is. And nothing that you can do will prepare you for it. Absolutely nothing that I can think of. So beware. Babies are beautiful, expensive creatures in more ways than one. And I guess it's made me more religious, more into praying and having God in there, because I am the amount of patience you need with that little creature. The amount of patience. And it's the patience because the little sleep that you get and all the other things that I mentioned. All the giving up your hobbies. Okay, moving on from the next topic. Next topic is similar, but a little different. People regretting not having children. Is that a thing? I don't know. I haven't done the research whatsoever. I hear people talking about it. What I've heard is people that say that they only had, I don't know, 2 children in life and they wish they could have had more. That's one. That's it. I think that's all I've heard. I can think of it. So there's another one. I don't think it was the right thing to say. Kind of thinking. There's a lifestyle, I guess I'll say, there's a lifestyle that I didn't want to be part of. I knew I wanted a baby, but a lot of things were holding me back. Just one is, as a man, not being ready for it. It's a lot of responsibility. But 2 is all the things I would give up. All my material lifestyle, getting the expensive, fancy stuff, expensive games, expensive pens, expensive watches, expensive computers, expensive cars, things like that, you know. You know how it is. But I saw where that life went. I was able to see far into the future, like Doctor Strange. And where it led was a place that I did not want to be. It leads to a materialistic lifestyle where all I have is memories of visiting fancy places and pictures. Materialistic lifestyle where what my pictures show is the fancy food I eat and the fancy places I visit, and me in the background just by myself. Yeah. Or me, myself, and my wife, and we're both getting older, we're happy. Now that's a lifestyle that many people enjoy, and I will repeat, that's perfectly fine. Babies are not a thing that is for everybody, and not everybody should want them. That's something that I need to emphasize. If I don't judge absolutely nobody who does not want kids. Nobody. If you do not want kids and you haven't had kids in 50 years, that's what you wanted. Good for you. Good for you. I don't even know why people have kids. I know why I wanted one, and I still don't know why people want kids. It's like, it doesn't make logical sense, is what I will say. It's more like a emotional way of thinking to have babies. Very cute, very fun, do not regret. But as every other parent out there, there's little seconds when one regrets it, and it's like, not anymore. Very cute. As a comedian would say it. If you watch it, there's a couple comedians, but there's one in particular, Louis C.K. He told a joke about you can be 1 minute loving your child and saying all these incredible things, and then the next minute you're wishing it never happened. And then you go back to it. It is the way it is, whether you like it or not. I'm just saying what's in everyone's mind. So, but in general, no, I did not regret it. In general, this is the way that it meant to be. However, for those that know that they don't want him, stay that way. What I'm about to say is not criticism of your lifestyle. It's just the lifestyle that I did not want to have because of the way I feel about it. But about myself having that lifestyle. Anybody else can have that lifestyle, I don't care. But for me, I feel like it only led to a very materialistic lifestyle where you keep staying in the rat race. As in, you buy the nice car, you buy the nice iPad, let's be with the times. The nice laptop M4, the nice iPhone 16, right? Well, 5 years from now, what you'll have, it's the old iPhone 16. And what you don't have is the new iPhone 20 XX Tentacion. What you don't have is the M8 laptop of Apple. What you don't have is the new Mitsubishi Outlander 2030. That's what you don't have. And it repeats every year. You see where I'm going? This materialistic lifestyle goes on forever until you get old, and that fire in your heart that allows you to work 80 hours a week goes away because you physically can't. Somehow you just can't wake up anymore feeling as energetic as you used to. And you can't whatever else goes with being young. And your photos are not hitting anymore because you look older. In instances like that, it's where I saw myself, and I'd say I don't want that, because I still have that. I can still get in debt for those things. I can still work twice longer, not harder, just time wise, much longer to get those devices, the new iPhone, the new Apple, the new car. But now in my pictures, there's one little creature that is happy and smiling. And with my new car, there are pictures with a little baby in the backseat. And my new iPhone has memory to have more photos of my little creature and my wife. So you see, that's the life that I wanted. That feels more fulfilling to me. And that's how I was able to predict, this is something that I want to pursue. And I'll emphasize this now for everybody, because there were moments when I'm like, I'm not sure if it was the right thing to do. It feels not like that right now with 2 hours of sleep. But eventually, as things get better, starts feeling like, this was a good choice. This was nice. Sleepless nights are going away. Also, thank you for my beautiful wife, who's taking the brunt of it all. And I'm taking the brunt of having her stay at home. And I work for our place. I work, she stays at home. And she takes care of kid, and I take care of job. Simple lifestyle. Not luxurious, but just enough to make it happen. And so, I guess I just wanted to share that for those people out there who may be in the in-between of having them or not having them, childs, or maybe have had them, needed somebody to speak the goddamn truth about how it is, and not sugarcoat it. Like people, when you ask them, do you regret having kids? They're like, no, I love them. It's like, be serious. I know there's like some moments where you do regret it. Let's be serious over here. We're all adults. Doesn't mean that you don't love your child. I bet my parents regretted having me at some point. I bet you. I know how I was. I know. Just think about it. You know how you are. You know how much you cry. You know that one thing that you did where you didn't like stop crying because you wanted this thing to happen. Or you kept bothering them so they locked the door. You know there's times when your parents regretted having you. And then you know there's times that you know, they of course love having you. And that's just how it is. So to my little cute baby, I love having him. Very little cutie. What's the other thing I wanted to say? Well, if a person at any point regrets having children, or not the opposite, regrets not having children, and they're in their 50s, 60s, and they don't have children, I don't know what to say. I haven't been in that boat. I can only say the cliche thing of, well, you can always work around children. You can always work in schools or something. Or make a childcare facility. That's where the money is right now. That childcare is expensive. $1,600, $1,300 a month is basically another mortgage just for somebody to take care of your child. You can do that and make a pretty nice living of it. Or if you're not after the money, you can make it cheaper and still have children around you. I don't know. You can always be the auntie, the uncle, and just have the kids, loan the kids, be like, let me have that kid for a couple days. Boom. Parents would say, yes, please. Yes, please. That's a couple days that we have for ourselves. Cool, isn't it? Cool beans. I just thought about this because I was looking into it. Lots of YouTube videos with Jordan Peterson. This is not the first time I heard that argument about people regretting not having. But how about people do regretting having? I've seen people that have children that doesn't seem like they should have had them. It's sad when that happens. It's sad seeing that person sad too, but yeah, there's people that abandon their children. There's literally people that abandon the whole baby on the floor. You heard those news when there's a baby in a trash can, a baby in a corner outside, a baby in a toilet trying to be flushed. You know how that goes. It's always sad. But I can understand. It's just the way it is. Some people shouldn't have them. Some people didn't want him and they still for some reason had him. Yeah, condoms are a miracle, isn't it? They're a miracle. If it wasn't for that, we would have more of that. Now thanks to all those ways to prevent life, now we have people that whenever you get life is because you actually want it. Most of the time, when it works. Most of the babies you see around here is because people actually wanted them. Hard to believe. When you see them in the shopping mart, crying and running and being all spoiled. Hard to believe when you're a teacher and you see them act out in school. But yeah, people do want them. Hey. That is life in America. Welcome to America. I don't know if anything I said applied to other countries. Some of it does. Some of it doesn't. We all have different cultures. And over here in America, we have the culture of speaking our mind. Have you also thought about the fact that some people speak their mind and they shouldn't? Just like me. Everybody has access to a phone. Everybody can make a podcast. Everybody can make a YouTube video, a comment. Anything. So, comments out there could be a 3-year-old just smashing their keyboard and autocorrect, speaking for himself with the words that his dad uses often on his iPad during meetings. Because if you notice, iPads do that. They kind of autocorrect to the word that you use mostly. If you want to have fun, you can press the period on your keyboard multiple times and then just put whatever word appears first and keep doing that until you make an incoherent sentences of the most spoken words by you. Very fun little activity. So, here I am. And I have run out of things to talk about. But I love the sound of my voice, if you haven't realized that, by episode 70-something of the Free Idea Podcast. Have you heard about the drones that are now flying and dropping people's food on the floor? Pretty cool concept. The drone flies on top of the sky and then, where else would it fly? Under the sea? Under the earth? And then it releases a little rope with your food in it, or with another smaller drone that delivers your food onto the lawn. And it has to do that, one, because of the noise if it was closer to the ground, two, because the blades that allow him to fly would also make your food fly away. So now they have to drop it from a higher place. I think that it's a marvel of science. Pretty cool, ingenious. I don't know if that's any cheaper though, as having someone deliver it. Probably yes, cheaper. Yeah, there's many things that are cheaper about it. Something is the labor cost, but another thing is the accident cost. If your driver gets into a crash, if your driver gets sick, all that stuff, takes the day off. A drone never does. But I still wonder how they're gonna be able to make that and not have people shoot down the drone for fun or pull on the string. Because I can see a bunch of teenagers ordering McDonald's. This little drone comes down with a cable, and this teenager just grabbed the drone and cut it with scissors, or just start playing football with it. I can see pranks being made on robots. I can see it happening. Certain parts of the city won't be having that. And then all businesses can do is just stop doing it. Police wouldn't get involved in that, in drone crime. But there's some cool things. Let's see. I've run out of things to say, so I'm gonna say thank you for listening. I'm not gonna keep on talking just to talk. And you have a wonderful rest of the day.